What's going on, fellow humans and resellers? Tis I, James, and the Courtney girl. RedemptionAgency.com 20. Can I say it yet? No. Next month will be 22 years selling full time on eBay. It was a rough night. It was storming most of the night. So she was up walking around. Probably started about 1:30, 2 o'clock. And I just couldn't sleep because she's walking around and the thunder. So I get out of bed about 3, check the emails and such. She was finally snoring about 4. I think I finally fell asleep around 5-ish. So we are at 8:39 in the morning. And a bleak morning it is, of course, on eBay. But if you didn't see what I'm starting to do, last night within an hour, I got 5 different errors on eBay. And I come to the realization that talking about it is not doing a damn thing except telling people that my shtick is complaining about eBay and what have you, right? It's not getting anything done. So from here on out, from last night on out, I am, every time I get an error on eBay, I'm making a short and I'm uploading the short. I uploaded 3 last night and I wanted to space them out. I got 2 more on my phone from last night. So I think today I'm going to start saying the date in the front of it. And then I'm going to put up a short every time there's an issue. And then what I think I'm going to do is on a Friday, I am going to grab my phone and I'm going to screen record and I'm going to play every short to make it into a video for that week. And then I'm going to take that video and I'm sending it to eBay Business. I'm posting it on the eBay tech boards, and I'm done talking. I am showing from now on. I'm just, like I said yesterday, insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Talking about it, trying to get somebody's attention at eBay with these videos to see if things can be fixed. Apparently never does anything. So if they actually have the proof right there in front of them and in front of thousands of your guys' eyes to see, will that make them do something? Also, if you see a short, and if you haven't seen them, go to my YouTube and you can hit shorts. You can see them there. If you have seen the issue, share the short. At the end of the week, if you've seen one or some of the issues that's going to be in each video at the end of the week, share the video. Make the noise, because nothing else is working. So I'm going to try something new, right? Yesterday was a pure poop show. I expected to be down somewhat since I ended my promos items, ended my sale items, and restarted them again. So I expected something. And what I got was $591. So that's it. Then I got to thinking last night, I'm like, because I saw a message, somebody talking on the eBay boards, and they had made the statement that, and the point I'm pulling out of the statement is not even the point of their post. The point of their post is they got ripped off trying to send something back because it got lost in the mail and now they're out the money. But they ordered an item on eBay. After they paid for the item, eBay showed them the same item, lower price. The person said, I guess that's my fault for not doing more research to find the lowest price. And then she went, I think it was a she, went on and on about her issue. But the point I'm pulling from that is the fact that eBay's showing our competitors and their pricing after somebody buys our item. And that's what's led to the huge uptick in cancellations. And the fact that they're putting them on the pages, let me see if they're still doing that, because I haven't really checked in quite a while. I doubt they changed anything. Why would they? Let's just kind of think of something that I think I checked Motley Crue CDs before, because those are pretty common. Yeah, so they're still showing the cheaper items by competitors right underneath the picture of ours on our very listing page. So that got me thinking also, we all talk about the race to the bottom, and that's what this is creating, right? So what do you do? How do you combat this race to the bottom without falling into it? And I don't think there is an answer. Because if you're promoting, you're going to show up here. So promoting doesn't do it. If you don't promote, you're not going to show up here. So if you are the cheaper one, you're not going to get the sale. Right? So it's like you have to play the lowest to the bottom game, or you're just going to be SOL. So I was thinking last night, and I'm like, well, because I put all my items at 15% off instead of 30%, and I'm like, is this a smart thing to do? Because on all my lower dollar media, it sells because it's lower dollar media. And now that it's not as low as before, will I get less sales? So I was like, maybe I go into sales and just go ahead and put them back up at 30 or whatever. But I went into sales and it wouldn't let me end them now. So I'm like, huh? I never had that before. It wouldn't let me end my sales. So maybe because it has to be 24 hours. Maybe that's probably why. But that made me at least not make any rash decisions, especially after yesterday anyway. So, but I got my second email from a customer saying that they cannot pay with a Visa card. So that issue's been going on for a while now. And the first person I just kind of, just said contact eBay. Now I got a second one, and I explained to him it seems to be a problem because I'm seeing people actually on the technical boards complaining about the same thing too. So apparently Visa is not being accepted by the eBay checkout for the last several days to some capacity. So I'm going to put that one in a video short today since I saved the email. And then I'll go and find the post on the message board and make a short showing that that's an issue. But and then my other thought is, do I just start going into the wholesale business? But the problem is you're giving the stuff away when you lot it up. I mean, this lower dollar stuff, you're basically giving it away. And I've always wanted to try to get as much out of each item as I possibly could. So that's not a very good strategy it's a good strategy for moving stuff quick, but that's about the only way. If I did stuff like that, I'd want it to be like added bonus, not, the only income, if you will. And from the way things are not really selling here lately. But, so yesterday, how many items I sold? Only 31. That's the lowest that I can recall. 26 promoted, 5 organic. This morning we are at 848 right now. 5 sold, 5 promoted, 0 organic. So we're headed down the same road. Only at $56. what I noticed different yesterday is like my price per item was up, even though it was crappy sales. $19.07 average per item, up 28%. Yeah, so it's time to just start making the noise in another way. And that will hopefully at least get some kind of attention at eBay, because I'm going to put in the email that I send to eBay for Business too. I go, please send this video up the ladder, because this has been going on for 2 years. I want it to go as far as they can go with all these error videos. Then it'll put the haters to bed. Well, at least some of them. The ones who say there are no eBay issues, and the ones who say that this is just a stitch to get people to watch the videos. It'll at least put them to bed also. So a little bonus on top of hopefully doing something within eBay. If not, at least bringing more awareness in a different way other than just talking. Because just talking, I mean, would I trust me if I was watching my video going, there's probably something, there could be something, there's more than, this way there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's right there, straight in front of your face. So that's what I'm going to do. And I recommend you guys do it too. If you have a YouTube channel and this stuff pops up on your screen, just do a quick little 8-second short. Load it up, takes a second, boom, boom, boom. So, all right, let's get into some questions and comments. All right, when I was redoing some listings, it created business policies to the point that I had 7 pages of policies. That reminds me, I'm going to check mine right now, because I ended and sold similar 600-800 items yesterday. See if it made extra policies or not. If it did, that's going to be a video today. I'm not going to fix it right now. But it looks like it just made 3 for my free 60-day return policy. And that was it. At least that was better than the day before. So that's at least a positive. All right. Also, I bulk ship and sales have sucked, so I only had 4 to ship out the last 2 days with 8,000 listings. But when I bulk print, eBay is changing all my shipping. I had 4 ground advantage yesterday I made on media mail and didn't notice because shipping is specified when the items are listed. Today I had 4 ground advantage and eBay changed 1 to priority and 2 to media mail. Not were able to go to media mail. So they are just having issues all around. Yeah, I've seen many people complaining about it changing. That's one of the big complaints all over the eBay tech boards, is eBay's changing the shipping, and it's not really lining up the way it's supposed to. So I figured with this changeover, the way eBay is so volatile, that something was it wasn't going to be a smooth transition. And that on top of everything else is just a poop show. If you have any classical cassettes in your storage, lot them up. Chinese buyers gobble them up with the new eBay international shipping. I like doing the classicals one at a time because I can price them at $10 to $12 to $15 a piece, and they will come in and buy them up that way and pay a higher price for them than lotting them up, from my experience. Great video. Is all that you show on your shelves listed? Yes. eBay plays mind games. Hi, James. Making some great background for me while I edit my listings. I changed my name over a year ago and never edited my listings. I have a store link in the description and it's still the old name. So when the eBay changes on shipping, I have an excuse to edit them all. It's work, but I got to do it. That I went to when I was taking pictures on the eBay app yesterday. Like, I haven't seen this whole AI description thing, so I guess it's you got to hit new listing. I'll play with that today. But so while I was in my app, I'm like, I'm gonna hit description, see if anything shows up, and it just said the format in your description is not supported by the app, and it may delete it. So what's in my description is just various fonts to highlight things that I say in there, just my common phrases. But there was also a dead link. I didn't even know it was a dead link to my store. It didn't even go to my store. It just goes to eBay stores now. So I'm like, could this interfere with search? Right? I'm like, because yesterday I sold one hat. So I had that 0 day of hats. I averaged 14 hats a day. The day before yesterday, I sold 15 hats. Yesterday, I sold one hat. So what's going on with the hats? That don't make any sense to have. And then I did my incognito searches on my Cardinal baseball hats, because there's 5,000 pre-owned Cardinal baseball hats. I have 550 of those 5,000s. And I was getting one out of the first page of 240. So none of my promoted were showing up, and none of my organic was showing up on that first page. I have 550. I have 10% of what's listed, but I had one showing up on that first page of 240. Why is my store getting such bad placement when all of my numbers are spot on? I promoted a decent amount, etc., etc. It doesn't make any sense. Something is creating and causing that issue. And is that in line with all these errors I'm seeing that you're going to start seeing now on the shorts? Is it all connected? And I'm just on a bad server, my stuff's not being seen, and it's just, one error after another. Hopefully that's what we'll find out. But so what I decided to do was went ahead and said, okay, that's going to change it. It may delete it or whatever. So it didn't delete it. So I ended and closed it, went to the computer, opened it up to see what it looked like. And it did change the font. It took that link out, and it was just all black letter fonts. And it was like, instead of centered, it was over to the left. I go, okay, that's fine. It's just plain, simple. So I copied that, and I went into all my hats and edited all my hats descriptions. You can bulk edit descriptions by adding things, looking for something and replacing it, or just completely changing your descriptions. So I completely changed every hat description to that basic font with the basic lettering with the no link. And at least from overnight, it don't look like it did anything. But I was hoping maybe that was kind of interfering with something, but apparently not. also, as far as questions about blocked bidders, if you look them over, you will find in there some are no longer active. Yeah, every time I go in there and if I see, it usually puts the non-active ones. Well, it used to. I don't know if it does anymore because I haven't seen any lately. It used to move them all to the bottom. It'll say blah, blah, blah at deleted. And I would erase them. But I haven't seen that lately, so I'm wondering if it puts them, if it does, drops them all to the bottom now or not. eBay errors? Nah, this never happens. Somebody responding to my one of my shorts. James, I love your videos. Get a lot of knowledge from you. Hi, James. I have been a reseller on eBay for 4 years now. I listen to you a lot and daily refinements. Please don't use that bad language in my comments. Well, since it's here, should I speak of it? So, yesterday I got wind that he brought up my store in one of his lives on his video. He just randomly found it, but he found it in like an instant second. And I've got other proof that he lied. He did not find my store by chance. So he's going into my store and he's on a class, a Zoom class, where he's trying to teach people things. And he's using my store as an example. This guy's showing like obsession tendencies. But so as he's going, I'm watching this, and you could tell he was kind of biased the way he was talking. He was making split decisions. Like, if I'm going to try to teach you something about whatever I'm viewing, I'm not going to make split decisions. I'm going to give my first instinct, and then I'll be like, but it could, but this, and this, but this could make it different with this. Not him. Boom, boom, boom. This is the way it is. Oh, I ain't to the good part yet. So, he's trying to run all these numbers on my store. And let me tell you, they're all pretty much wrong. Well, if he looked at how many I list or had sold in the last 90 days by doing the end, what's sold, try to do his math off that numbers. Anybody who knows eBay knows that 100% of the items don't show up there. There's still anywhere from 10 to 20% of items that do not show up on that sold thing. And it could be for various reasons. The main reason is if you have multiples of stuff. Usually the multiples don't show up until the whole listing ends, most of the time. But so he's trying to do all these numbers. And then he asked the class, I use those terms lightly, not because what is he teaching them? He's teaching them wrong answers is what he's teaching them. He asked the people, what do you think his cost of items are? Someone said $1. Someone said $2. One of them said 50 cents. He's like, 50 cents? You think? Well, apparently that person probably watched my videos. So instead of taking the $1, $2, or 50 cents, he goes and starts running his numbers that I pay $2.50 per item. Now, anybody with a half a brain in business could look at my store, see that it's about volume, and would know if I paid $2.50 for each item, I would have been out of business years ago. Anybody with half a brain could see that if they paid attention and looked at things. But that's the thing. It's about content. It's about creating content to make money. That's all it is at this point. Because everything is being falsely fabricated to try to make content. He even goes, what this has to do with anything really makes no sense to me. Because if I am going to try to teach somebody about sell-through rates or anything like that, why would I find out the area they live in and see what their housing costs, the average housing cost in Maryland Heights, Missouri. Why would I do that? What's the whole point of that? So when I say it goes kind of a little bit into obsession, because this ain't the first time I've got proof that this ain't the first time he's brought me up. Why would you do that? And those numbers are way off. Actually, they were spot on 22 years ago, but the numbers he brought up, nothing he brought up included numbers even close to the numbers of my store. The number of items sold was off about 20%. The cost of my goods, that was off by what, 200%? I mean, really? $250 an item? And then my housing costs, what does that got to do with anything anyway? Because of the square footage? Well, I think anybody who's seen my videos know that this is not your probably not your average size house. So all the information he tried to feed these people were all totally off. So I just want to say this. If you are paying somebody to teach you things, be very careful, because there's a lot of used car salesmen out there. I'm not saying they all are. I'm just saying there are people, when you hear them talk for 5 or 10 minutes, you know if you can trust them or not. Always, always, always follow your instincts. And that's all I'm going to say. Wrong information to teach people. And then to go into what else is he looking me up at? You know, I mean, is he going to show up at my door next? I don't know. It's strange. That being said, I did make a comment. Of course, instead of doing it, I went straight to his videos and made some comments. Let's see if they're still there and if he responded. Alrighty. I know Josh said something and his stuff was deleted.
Doesn't sell.
Okay. Still there. Someone responded, he should have never done that to you. You run your business as you see fit, and to criticize your business is just wrong. And 7 people like that. And then I put, my response was assume, ? That's a dangerous word, because he kept using the word assume. I'm like, you're teaching somebody and you're using the word assume? Assume. That's a dangerous word when someone is schooling others. And as the segment pointed out, my store showed, several of your numbers were way off. I would suggest when you teach, quote unquote, others, you should be guided by facts and heart and not money for content. Also, I recommend being 100% honest, and I do mean 100%, with all aspects of your business, including the past. Now, I'm not going to go into details, but I know 100% that he has lied to his viewers. But that's not my station. Of course, let's see. We got a response back to that one. I understand your frustration, but he was not trying to be personal. I'm not trying to be personal either. I'm making a fact that if you're teaching somebody, you should use the exact numbers if you want an exact answer. Even though he's assuming his numbers are accurate for most people. No, not really, because if you saw my type of business, see, that's what people don't understand. There are 100 different ways to run a business. And it all depends on everything from your location in the country, to your will to work. I live 5 minutes from a Ben's. I can get stuff for $1.25 a piece. Will to work. Marcus Dix's Pinkets drives 4 hours to get good items at cheap prices. It comes down to your knowledge of what you know you can get, and then on top of it, can you get that in your area? Do you have the will to go find that if it's not in your area? There's a whole table of variables that play into things. So saying it's accurate for most people is actually not accurate, because every situation is totally different because of those variables. I would say most people are paying more than $2.50 for their cost of goods. Most people don't think about their average profit per item, and they don't have as many listed as you, so the grind model won't work for them. No, and this person's putting it in pounds, so they're even in the UK. So they don't even have a clue. Well, I'm assuming, being that they don't live here, they don't even know the territory, they're even farther away from knowing. Depending on where you live, depends on how good or what you can thrift. But anyway. Let's see what this person finishes saying on my comments here. I have learned so much from you and others who have been through the lessons learned, years of selling pain. James, I average 1 to 2 sales per day. I am figuring out that I can end and sell similar around 6 items a day. But whenever I sneak a couple of death pile brand new listings the same day of the 6, the algorithm beast seems to like new stuff. When it's working properly, it likes it all, honestly. When it's working properly, you're going to have that new stuff ending, selling quick. You're going to have that end and sell similar stuff that's been up there 3 months. You'll start seeing that stuff moving. And that makes me want to look real quick. I noticed when I was ending and sell similar yesterday, I had a lot of, and this is another thing too, if it's not, 8 tracks. I ended and sold similar a lot of 8 tracks yesterday. I kind of noticed, I don't know how many or what the percentage was, but it just caught my eye that there was 8 tracks in this. And when it's working fine, if you list, like when I was listing all that vinyl last month that I got at the yard sales, I had tons of other vinyls that's been in my store for months selling also. So like items kind of sell too if you go on a big listing spree. But I wanted to see if these were 8 tracks that I relisted yesterday or not. That one was relisted July 2nd. So it wasn't yesterday or the day before. And that was May 31st, so no. I should have brought my Gatorade down. So that could have been a coincidence. All right. I don't see lowball offers as a reason to block buyers. I simply counter with my lowest price and see if they bite. It's more than a lowball offer. It's not a lowball offer. It's when you get a $1 offer on a $20 item, that's not a lowball offer. That's just somebody trying to get something for free playing games. And they normally usually have 0 to 5 feedback when they do that. That's why they get blocked. A lowball offer, I don't block people. A lowball offer is a $10 item and they're offering me like $3 or $4. I'm not going to block them for that. I will counter that. But I'm talking like a $15 or $20 or $30 item and you come in at $1, then you're going to get blocked because you're just playing games at that point. You're not serious. And then 9 times out of 10, when you do take a low offer, I would never take one that low, but somebody comes in and say, make an offer on a shirt that I've had up forever at $12, comes in and offers $4, and I take it, 9 times out of 10, they cancel it immediately. So if you haven't experienced this, you'll learn this over time. So there's reasons. Let's see here. I totally agree and just am happy you are willing to share. eBay would have us believe we are going crazy. And for those that have a platform, therefore a voice to sound concern in comparison to a broad audience and other professionals. Promote or not schedule or not bulk list or not something is wrong. Oh my God, if anyone can show what's going on, it's you, your hard work. This is the proof. Responding to the shorts. Thank you, James. Responding to the shorts. It's always been that way for me also, where I'll have a great day, then 2 crappy days to kill the great day. Seems like I'm limited also. Good thing it's them, not us, right? The last couple of months have been bad, but recently my impressions, all organic, I'll never promote, are up 178%. My page views are up 97.3%. My conversion rate is up also. But my click-through rate is down a hair. Interesting. It's interesting. All right. I came across some Laurie Anderson's last year, Canadian copies, near mint. They sold quite easily for decent money. Another person on that vinyl video I keep talking about. I need to make more titles like that. Overpaid big time. Because I put, the title says spent over $300 at Goodwill Outlet. Vinyl record collection I found. Thrift store music finds. So they're just assuming I paid just $300 just for this vinyl. Maybe I should pin a post here. I don't know. This thing's gone crazy. Oh, it's only 3.2 thousand views. That's still a lot for one of my pickup videos, though. I'm just going to put it in here. $300 is not just for the vinyl. It was the car load of Goodwill Outlet items. So I'll just make that, not in response, but just my own little post there that I'll pin to this video. And people can jump off their high horse. But anyway, I should make more titles like that, though. They get that kind of attention. Maybe I'm on to something. I paid $75 for the items that sold today, and I only made $30. That'd be lying, though. I couldn't do that. Alrighty. I have been trying to purchase things off eBay since the day after 4th of July, and they will not accept my Visa gift card through the app or website, and they have plenty in the past. I've been an eBay customer since 2011 and never have seen this before. So here's another. Was this the same person who sent the message to me? I can't tell with the names. Hey James, I'm just wondering, with this new Advantage USPS, will you use priority mailing? I have not at this point, I don't think. I don't think I've used any priority. I haven't, Adrian's probably shipped more items than I have, but I haven't noticed any situation that would require priority anymore. Unless somebody paid for it. When I use stamps and it pulls over and it tells you what they paid for at the top. So if it says priority, that means they paid for priority, because that is second on my shipping policies. That means they paid for it and want it done priority. So it looks like, as of right now, that would be the only reason something would go priority. Everything is pretty much Ground Advantage or media. So yeah. That's a good question. Wonder if that's going to make the post office lose money, or if that's going to help them cut costs by not doing as much priority. That'd be interesting to know. All right, let's get into. We're already 40 minutes in. Today was a talker. All right, but I don't have much, so you're lucky. All right, let's refresh that and see where my money is while that's refreshing. $72. We're at $9.20. I'm only at $72. My graph has gone zoop, zoop. And this today has been the worst start of any of those days. So will I be down another step today? Will I be below $591? I guess we will find out, won't we? But I got an offer here on that last noise that came through. For $8.99, let's go $5.99 for you. The person just responded who said they could not do the Visa on the email, and I told them, please contact eBay, because you're not the only one saying this. The more people that's saying it, the louder it'll be. Is there any other way to order? Tried to get a hold of eBay since last night and haven't heard nothing, of course. But it's really annoying this is happening. I gotta get this stuff shipped. I'll respond later. There's really no other way unless you got another way to pay. All right. All right, first up, we've got a Liz Claiborne purse with some scuffs on it. It's got some scuffs. It's not pretty. It's not perfect. And sold for $23, headed to Miami, Florida. I might have to use one of these bigger ones for this. I gotta order my free mailers. So I need to get some of these big ones here, and I'll get hat boxes with the rest of the stuff. Free money. Free money. If you want to call it free. This priority is $9.94. Ground advantage is $9.17. I guess if I start paying attention to the prices, I wouldn't think priority would ever be lower than ground advantage. So I don't think there's probably going to be a way there to use it. Why does that look different? Why is my label different? I'm afraid to hit print and lose money. Let me see if I am connected. They might have changed it. Whoops, now I gotta do that all over again. It may have changed with an update. Dang, stop that. When they changed the ground advantage thing. Whoops. There we go. Now it looks right. Okay. Guess it was just a little hiccup. Everything's fine. Except I am almost out of... let's make this like a teaching lesson since the other person taught wrong. If you're going to like review a store like that and try to talk about cost of goods and is it worth it and stuff like that, you should always, instead of just being like a biased, oh, it's $2.50, blah, 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 you should always lay out, it wouldn't work if it was this. It could work if it was this. In my opinion, that's what he should have done in that video. Instead of just going with his thought on what he thinks, you should give what would work, what wouldn't work. That's what I would have done. Will you guys pay me $30 a month? I mean, you can click the little button underneath the video. I don't even know what it's called. You don't have to do that. I'm just joking. I don't even know what the button's called that people give money with on these videos. Next up, we've got, that's how close I pay attention to wanting to be paid for this. What part I pay for. Oh, it's Thursday. Dag, and I didn't even do the YouTube thing. YouTube's way down for me right now anyway. So let me just say my numbers are going to be way down. Analytics, 7 days. Views, 28.4, up 31% from last week. Oh, that's good. That could have been the last 2 days. My last 2 days videos were pretty decent. Watch time, 5.7, 20%, 2% more. Okay. And subscribers up 96 in the last 7 days. 113% more than. Okay. I thought it was going to be down. So maybe the last couple of days saved it. Estimated revenue for this week on YouTube, $252.54. I think that's up a smidge from last week. It doesn't give me that information, but I believe so. But still down from where I was the week prior and the week priors. Because I was hitting close to 400 those. So the money's dropped a lot. But that's all right. This is the fun money. It's not the money that pays the bills that gets me stressed out if it's not there. It's the fun money. And it's going to remain the fun money. Now, I'm not saying that money don't help counter the eBay issues, because it sure in the hell does. And thankfully it does. I thought I pulled a 12x6 for my banner, and I did not. I wonder if I'm out of those. Since I've already wasted so much time, I put these in a 12x6 box to roll them up very loosely. As you know, if you watch my videos, I have to go dig and see them. Make sure I'm not out of those. Next up, we've got Jesse Hokit, the Rocket Racing Tee. Sold for $7, headed up to Kansas City, Missouri. It's probably where this racer's from, actually. Most of these are from like middle Missouri. A lot of racing in Missouri. Missouri 6-4. I think this next item was a found on Friday item, wasn't it? Which I don't think we're going to break even this Friday because sales have been totally jacked up this week. But I sold the Play-Doh Vintage Barber Shop. Sold for $22.50, headed to Dallas, Texas. Get you in there, bubble for security. What was that? cancellation? Nope, a counter offer. I found my thrill on Blueberry Hill. I gotta watch that. If I sound too close to like a singer, it might flag me. I'm not good at impressions, but a blind dog finds a bone every once in a while. All right, ground advantage 692 to Dallas, Texas. What am I charging? Make sure I'm still in the right. Okay, $9.49. Make sure I'm still, since I'm losing money on media mail and CDs ground for the most part. Since the not losing money, but making less money since the last hike rate. Everybody's taking more, but I'm not making more. Alrighty. I'm trying by listing higher dollar items, but eBay doesn't want to sell anything. I'm curious to see what their quarter numbers are going to look like. I mean, it's all going to be like from promoted. Any uppage is going to be from promoted. It ain't going to be from volume. I don't think. I don't feel like. If I'm feeling what I'm feeling, and there's many of you feeling a certain way, it's got to be across the whole entire eBay board, which should make a pretty big dent in the negative. We'll see, though. Danny Lidston, Every Beat of My Heart cassette. This was like an independent St. Louis thing. Sold for $15, headed to Chicago, Illinois. Adrian put a cassette in here yesterday, and he threw it over here, and he kind of winced because it was a louder clink than normal from using the more padded ones. All right, check first class. That first ground should be cheaper on this one, and that it is. All right, next up, we got my spirit animal shoes. Oh, is there such a thing as spirit animal shoe? Da-da-da-da! Platform Zebra glitter. Oh, that's funny. Sold for $15.30, headed to Springfield, Missouri. A lot of close places so far, it appears. $172. That's definitely going to be ground. Priority's only 20 cents higher. But I gotta say the 20% there, since my media mail went up 30 cents. Almost 30 cents. Right at 30 cents, I think. All right, next up we've got some Vans pineapple shoes. Boom. Sold for $10, headed to Rancho Cucamonga, California. These that shipping label company sent me a message. I haven't looked at it yet. Why does these seem higher now? Like, I could have swore these would have cost $6 2 days ago. Or yesterday even. But now they're $9. Maybe it's a different part of California. I don't know. Let's see what they sent me. Because I'm not ready to make a decision yet. Zelina Vega, WWE. Let's see here. Join our affiliate. Hope you received the package. Please follow the steps below. Before you do this, small embedded mention of our brand in your video. Please follow the steps below before you do the small. Okay. Remember to customize your affiliate link and edit your default 10% off promo code. Remember to customize your affiliate link and edit your default to your liking. Additionally, to ensure that we can send you commission effectively, please proceed to set up your payment method by navigating. Okay. Well, like I said, it's not about money. It's about making sure the stuff works. So I got to make sure this stuff's going to be delivered properly before I tell you guys to buy it. Or tell you, you know, put my name behind it anyway. Next up, we've got this vintage pinstripe type wool hat. So for $8, headed to Elbe, Washington. E-L-B-E, Washington. Yeah, with this stuff, I just want to make sure that I'm not spoiled from overpriced items. Because with everything going up, it's all about saving money, right? You've got to cut costs. Every business has to cut costs some way, somehow. If that means getting thinner materials at not just a cheaper price, but free shipping on top of it, I'm willing to do that because of all the other prices going up, as long as it's not hindering the end product getting to the consumer. So if I start getting complaints about it, then it's not going to be worth it. And last thing I want to do is recommend you guys to buy it if I am not behind it 100%. So I am taking my first affiliation thing, partnership, whatever, very seriously. So like I've told you before, there's 3 lines of selling out. Bruce Hornsby, Greatest Radio Hits, CD, headed to Summerfield, North Carolina, sold for $4. And like I said, the CD ones, I'm 99.9% sure those are going to be fine. 3.5. And like these are going to be fine for t-shirts, even plush. I have no problem with that. Sold on those. Commander Cody 8-track. Sold for $12. Headed to Scottsdale, Arizona. Especially now, too, since a lot of media mail is not going media anymore, so it's not getting thrown in with heavy books and things like that. It's going... This one probably not. Well, maybe so. Maybe even going to Arizona for me. Yeah, it's 2 cents cheaper going to Arizona. Well, that's good. Well, at least for 4 ounces. I haven't checked 5. CDs are normally 5. That's a 4. So you wouldn't need as much packaging if it's not being thrown in with heavy books and stuff. All right. right, Ground Zero, Bootsy Collins cassette. Sold for $5.09, headed to Baltimore, Maryland. Oh, day 2 on these cassette ones. I think they're going to be fine. All right, next up we got Are You Ready for a Women's Hat Line? 2 women's hat with some decorations. Army style hats. Sold for both together $15. Headed to Methuen, Massachusetts. Damn English language. Why you gotta make things so difficult? Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. New Birth Disco 8-track. Sold for $4.70. Headed to Seidel, Louisiana. On one of the guide trips when we went to Louisiana, we did one of the swamp tour thingies. Those are kind of fun. Something different from what I'm used to. And there was wild boars, wild pigs, back in the swamps. And the driver, they bring marshmallows to feed the wild pigs on a stick. So you get kind of up close with the wild pigs, which was kind of cool. Next thing I want to do, kind of like that, would be like an airboat ride somewhere, like in the swamps of Florida or something, you know. That would be cool. And see like alligators in the wild. All right, I got NRA hat, sold for $11, headed to Fawn Grove, Pennsylvania. You know what's kind of different between the last 2 years and the 2 years prior, and even the year before COVID and the great sales everybody experienced? But with eBay at the time, everything was so just working fine. Everything was just so flowing that you could literally just concentrate on your business. And that's what I did. And I would do things like, okay, how can I get an extra $100 a day? And then I would do things, execute things, and it would work. Like I started doing lots, like with the hats that I don't want to list one by one, whether it's because it's not a legit hat or it's questionable or something like, you know, and then throw in some generic ones or whatever. Just make a big lot of hats and sell them for like $29. I'm like, okay, if I could sell one of these each a day and make, you know, and then I did the same with like some cassettes and some CDs at a time. But my point is you could concentrate on increasing your income, and you could concentrate working your business and growing your business, and it actually doing so because the flat platform was working fine. Whereas now, no matter what you do, you don't see the benefits of it. And actually, you kind of see quite the opposite. I've got more now than I did a year ago, than I did 3 years ago, before COVID, but yet I'm making less money. And it's not because of the items, it's because of the issues, you know? And it's like, how can I run my business properly on a platform that can't run their business properly? And it's like, you know, and I'm still going to say it, eBay's best place for my business, right? The business I run, the business I built, the type of business I built. eBay is still 100% by far the best platform for it. So abandoning it would be kind of like sabotaging the business, if you will. Because there's no other platform that's really going to, when it's working, move this type of stuff as quick as eBay can move it. So that's why instead of all the cross-posting and cross-listing and stuff, I haven't really jumped. I tried with the Vendoo, but it wouldn't work because I had too many items. And I'm sure I could find a way to make it work, but it'd be more work for me in the end. But that's why I'm just still trying to ride this, what feels like a sinking ship. You know, I'm like, I've been the pilot or the captain of this eBay-led business of mine for so long. I feel like I got to go down with the ship because I built this business on eBay with eBay specs. And now eBay specs have changed because of errors and stuff. But the fact that the eBay specs have changed, what do I do now? Because there are signs that it can come back. The first half of June was a perfect sign. My numbers the first half of June, between like 2 or 3 days, was almost spot on. So I know it's still there. I know the customers are still there. The stuff will still move. It's just the logistics or the foundation of the site that's not causing those people to, not causing my items to be in front of those people. So here lately, I've been just trying to think of, like, what do I do? What? And I really haven't come up with a good answer yet. You know, just trying to do different things to try to get a different result. And so I don't know what I'm going to come up with today, but we'll see, I guess. Last but not least, Ragtime CD. Sold for $6, headed to Citrus Heights, California. So I don't know, you know. Like I'm adding the higher dollar items. And I think one thing I came into my head yesterday, okay, cheaper media mail here. Yep. Is obviously just keep listing. But since I have so much stuff, what I did was I wrote down my top 6 items that have sold last year and so far this year. You know, kind of like I do on Fridays, tell you my top 5 and then with the 6th one. So I wrote all those down. And 99% of it was hats, number 1. CDs and cassettes in 2022 flip-flopped a lot. And then the other ones were vinyl, MLB, and t-shirts was the majority. Every once in a while, or one time maybe, men's shoes came up in there. So yesterday I'm like, okay, I cleaned out my glass cubes, brought everything down. And I'm like, maybe I just concentrate on these top 6 items first and foremost. Because they've got a history of moving. They've got a history of making X amount of money, even with the site being bad. So I think what I'm going to try to do is, and I haven't got the game plan yet. I'm still contemplating the game plan. But if I've got hats in the house, get all those hats up. But I haven't decided, do I just do hats for a week and ignore everything else? That probably wouldn't be smart. So you see, I'm trying to play out the game plan with the top 6. So, and then everything else, put it aside unless it's a high dollar item. Unless it's like a $30, $25, $30 item. Whether that's a pair of shoes or, a toy or something I pick up on found on Friday. Everything else goes to the side if it's, a lower dollar item, unless it's one of my top 6 items. The thing is, DVDs kept going in and out of those also. But all those top 6 items I can put up super fast. And here lately through the summer thing, I haven't really been holding myself accountable to how many I've listed per day. I say 100, but I don't think I even made 100 per day last month. And I know I haven't so far this month. I think I've got up 800 in 13 days. So that's actually less than I'm selling, now that I think about it, average. So I need to pick it up. So I'm headed that direction where I'm going to worry about my top 6 first, because I've got plenty of them in storage, and or I can pick plenty of them up at any point in any time of any day. So I think that's what I'm going to start looking at and concentrating on. And then because I know with media, it's easy to do 200 in a day. So that will get the numbers up. And then, as I've always said, in due time, with overtime, see, when I started doing hats, I would have 5,000 up. And I go, if I double my hats, I could double my sales. I doubled my hats, I doubled my sales. When I had 10,000 up, I go, if I put 15 up, or get from 10 to 15, then I can double, be a quarter, or half, but another step up, and the numbers always mirrored itself. So when the site's working properly, if that's still going to be a thing, then if I take my 13,000 hats I have up now and take them up to 26,000, in theory and in past results, it should double my hat sales. That would help greatly. So I think that's the way I'm going to start looking at things. I have to find a clear path and direction that I'm going, because if you don't have a clear path that you're going, and I gave myself the time off to deal with the stuff I'm dealing with, right? But if you don't have that clear path, you are lackadaisical. You don't hold yourself accountable. You don't make the goals. You don't really know where you're going, and you're just kind of all over the place, right? But like I said, I gave myself that space to do that. And it's time to start honing back in and coming up with the game plan and really following through again and stuff. And that includes making sure I get those 100, 200 items up. I'm still holding it for 100 for this summer, but I'm going to push for 200 so that at 5 o'clock I can, if it's not raining, head over to the park and ride my bike, get some exercise in, start getting my body, start shaving off some of this excess little baby fat and stuff, old age fat, older age fat. So I think that's what I am going to start doing now. We had 72, now we're up to 83. So we're going nowhere fast. So we're getting ready to hit 10 o'clock. We're at 9:52 at $83. Not even going to hit the low end of where I like to be. Overnight, there seemed to be a shutdown from my time, 1 a.m. till 7 a.m. So a 6-hour shutdown, which would have been 10 to 5. No, 1 would be 11 to 5 in California time. So, it looks like that person was able to buy that CD they've been trying to buy. Or somebody, it was them. Nice. So they were able to finally buy it. Let me see if they No, they didn't send one back saying they bought it. I will email them and say, how were you able to buy it, and see if it finally went through or not. That would be a definite need to know thing. If it finally worked or if she used a different method of payment. All right. That is all. I am off to the post office. And we'll start concentrating on the top 6 items. And I think I'm going to do it a whole different way, which maybe I'll talk about that in another video. I'll give it a couple days and see if I like it. And the way I'm going to do it will keep me more on track to make sure I meet my goal every day. So, all right, that's it. I think that's all. So thanks everybody for watching. And I got another offer, so that's good. Accept. And I'll leave you on a cha-ching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Later.